All right, we'll now call this meeting to order. It's City of Walton City Council meeting for August 8th, 2023, here at the Walton Senior Center. If I could, would everybody please join me for the invocation pledge? Heavenly Father, we ask that you bless this town, bless this council, bless its leadership. Lord, we ask that you guide us, allow us to make the best decisions as we have been chosen to do so. In your Son's name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Giovanna, can I please get a roll call?
Rose Beach. Here. Amy Long. Here. Terry Courtney. Sherry Snowden.
Here.
Dan Martin.
Here.
Matt Brown.
Here.
All right, just a few quick announcements. We have caucus meeting September 5th, 6:30 Council Chambers. September 8th will be the kickoff to the 50th Old Fashioned Day weekend. There will be a movie night at Walton Park. It should start at dusk. I believe there will be food trucks.
Yes.
And free Kona Ice and from Boone County Parks. September 9th is the 50th Old Fashioned Day celebration. The parade will start at 11 a.m. There will be a 5K road race at Kohl's and Kroger. I believe registration packet pickup is at 7:30. Race starts at 8. Fireworks at 10 p.m. September 10th, there will be a mayor's picnic at the Walton Park from 2 to 4. There will also be a dog show around the same time or a little before with an agility course run. Walton Food Pantry will be on site. It is asked but not required to donate a canned good to the Walton Food Pantry for the mayor's picnic. Another note that I didn't didn't make it on here. It's my fault. On September 7th, outside of El Toro, announcements should be coming soon. Hawksworth Blood Center will have the mobile blood bank. They will be putting out something soon to register. Anyone that comes and gives blood will be able to will get a food voucher for Old Fashioned Day. Actually, I take it back. I believe that is actually on the 8th. My apologies. And September 12th, council meeting, 7 p.m. here at Senior Center. If I could I please get an approval of the agenda?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Rose Beach.
Yes.
Amy Long. Yes. Sherry Snowden.
Yes.
Dan Martin.
Yes.
Matt Brown.
Yes.
If I could I please get an approval of the minutes for the July 11th council meeting?
Motion to approve.
Second. Rose Beach.
Yes.
Amy Long.
Yes.
Sherry Snowden.
Yes.
Dan Martin.
Yes.
Matt Brown.
Yes.
Okay. We have an audience of citizens before we get to the fire department. give Major Mark a little time. It's running late. Mr. Brogan, how are you?
Pretty good. For the
Sure.
ordinance there.
Well, I figured you might be, but you never know. You might have something to say.
All right.
Same back here. No. Wayne?
Is there a time for the floodplain, or did I not hear it?
I believe it's going to run throughout the day. They will. They're going to put out an announcement on it. They prefer people to sign up online as opposed to they'll accept walk-ins, but they're hoping to get around 80, maybe.
One other comment if I may?
Yeah.
Not trying to fix you up, but married life is doing you good. You look a lot better, man.
Well, she hates that I shaved.
And that's a compliment.
Wayne, can you get your eyes checked?
I didn't realize how bad he looked.
Oh, Lord. You know what? That was always by design. That's how I keep women away from me. Because when I am at my dapper, most charming best, I'm a force to be reckoned with.
You reckon?
Yes, sir.
My name's Jim Daniels. I live down on Brookwood Drive.
Yes, sir.
And my concern is cars that are just zooming down the street and zooming up the street, disregarding the stop sign. So I don't know if all the people that are involved live down there or not, or dropping off people or whatever. But what I'm asking is that we put in some sort of speed bumps up above my house, so I have to go over them too. But just something to slow the cars down. There are small children next to me at 89. There are children across the street. There are children down the street that come up and play police kid. They are on the street all the time. And it's wonderful listening to them laugh. But one speeding car can do that. So that's what I'm at. I understand that you can't put in anything permanent because of snowplow. But we need to do something down there. And it's just like school. If the police come down, they'll slow down for a little bit, and as soon as they leave, back to business as usual, just like in school. When the principal comes in the office, they're in their classroom. So that's what I'm asking is for the city to do something to make it safe on our street.
We have explored some options, and maybe we or I haven't followed through as much on it. We were looking at, our main concern hasn't necessarily been snowplow. I mean, that is part of it. It's been the fire and EMS, but there's been some unique designs put forward by City of Cincinnati that have some examples that we've looked into, and then there's temporary strips. So I will follow up with Matt Bogan. You're not the only place. You know, I found myself, you know, when they blocked off the railroad, I found myself on my front porch. Slow down! You know, because everybody just diverted, and, you know, and they were rolling down my street, which is about like Brookwood, you know, as fast as they could go. So I will follow up with you on that. And we'll see. Where are you at exactly on Brookwood? Just so I can make sure that we hold true to that, making sure you got to go over them too.
Yeah.
No, I'm just teasing you, but I believe you. Where are you at though?
I'm just as Brookwood starts down the hill. I'm on the left-hand side as you go downhill, number 90.
90. There you go. All righty. I will. We'll look
Bogan's
at-
been working on getting some, so we're in the process of doing that.
Yeah, there's more than one area. It's for whatever reason. All right. Any more, sir?
I kind of like the idea what he was talking about too, you know, about people slowing down, maybe put signs up or something, tell people to slow down. There's children in the area or something, you know, because I see it too, you know, even on Haley Lane, where I live on Haley Lane, they come flying by there, big white pickup truck about 45, 50 miles an hour, speeding down nobody's business. I'm thinking, man, there's kids out there, little kids.
Well, unfortunately, in my experience, during my time as mayor, we've put up many signs. Fortunately, I don't think they deter anything. We haven't tried the flasher speed signs yet, but I don't know how well they do any with slowing anybody down. I think you actually physically have to slow them down. So more or less, one point we talked about rumble strips, cattle crossings, you know, all kinds of stuff. So we'll dive into it, and it probably needs to be somewhat of a community-wide deal of identifying strips. There's even, you know, I believe Independence does, and a couple other cities in Kent County, they have temporary speed humps that they put down, hammer into the ground, pry them up after a certain time, move them to a different street. So, you know, might be smooth sailing one day and might be bumpy the next. So, I mean, who knows? We'll give it a try though. All right, moving on. Kathy? No? Yep.
Pete,
Yes, sir.
I just wonder, did you talk any more about what we talked about at the caucus meeting?
I have, yes. I've sent a little bit of request off, and I've made some phone calls, but that'll be a work in progress.
What about the post office?
Post office, yeah. I actually I did mention that. I was at the post office yesterday, and they basically said, "Good luck." Was about it. So I'll, you know, see about getting hold of the postmaster. I've just got to do a little digging on that.
Good luck with that, because I've been trying to call him for a week.
Well, just tell him you're Mayor Brown, and you know, he'll call you back. You know.
I'm Mayor.
All right. Well, now I'll mark that on my list.
The city of Walton own that piece of ground right there on Apex and what's that other guy's name?
No.
Richard Knott?
No, I don't believe so. Not to my knowledge, sir.
That'd be a good place for a post office. There's enough room.
All right. All right. Moving on. Chief Fest, got anything for us? Yeah. Well, yeah. Don't start that.
No, don't. Open up a can of worms.
Report from the fire department. You all have a copy already distributed to you. But for people in the audience, so far, the year 2023, the fire department's responded to a total of 933 incidents. During the month of July, we responded to 138 runs total. 102 of those was EMS runs, 36 was fire. 14 of those was motor vehicle crashes, and we responded to 1 confirmed overdose. As you see in the breakdown on your report, just a little bit over 50% of our runs for the year, which was 469 of those runs total, was within the city limits of Walton themselves. Other than that, a couple of announcements and updates to make. I've promoted 2 people within the department. Charlie Alexander, he's been promoted from captain to assistant chief. So now I have 2 assistant chiefs under me. And additionally, I created a position of battalion chief, and I promoted Steve Maselli to that. Battalion Chief Maselli, he deals mainly with our public education and emergency medical services. So both of those guys doing a real good job, and time that they were recognized for it. Additionally, I wanted to let everyone know that the fire department has received a special award from the American Heart Association. It's called Mission Lifeline. There's 3 different levels of this award. There is the bronze level, the silver level, and the gold level. 2022, we was able to achieve the silver level, and in 2023, we was awarded the gold level award. This is in recognition to the protocols of care that our personnel provide to the citizens, specifically surrounding strokes and cardiac care. So it's a pretty big deal, something we're very proud of. There's a couple of news articles put out there about it. And, it's something that the citizens of Walton really should be proud of. I certainly am. So, other than that, I want to remind everyone about the Community Connect that is out there and available, and encourage both businesses and residents to utilize that. It is extremely secure as far as information on it, and in the event that you need fire or EMS services, it proves to be very beneficial. So, if anybody has any questions about that, please don't hesitate to let me know.
How's that going, Chief? Are you getting as many signups as you hoped, or?
It's slowly catching on, word's getting out. People are signing up with it and utilizing it. We are getting information communicated to us through that, and that information will be maintained. So the information's kept confidential, but in the event we get dispatched to that address, then those notes and that information that's provided to us shows up in our dispatch notes on the computers on our phones when we're dispatched out to the call. So, but citizens are making use of it, and it's continuing to increase. Any other questions?
Yeah, do we still have the water lines on 25? They're not done yet, are they? The
What
water
lines?
sewage, not sewage, but water
I
lines.
think they might be gas lines.
Is that gas line?
Yeah, because they got the yellow on them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's gas.
Oh, yeah.
Raised. Same thing with down Chambers.
Okay.
The fire department doesn't have anything with the installation of fire hydrants or water lines, anything like that. We just go out and test them, inspect them, to make sure that they're in good, proper working order once a year.
Okay, do y'all carry Narcan, is that,
Yes, sir.
you do?
We have
In the police
paramedics.
department too? Yeah,
We have paramedics on our ambulances, so we carry various medications, pharmaceuticals, and we can do advanced life support procedures out in the field.
okay.
Congratulations on that award.
Thank you. Anyone else? All right. Thank you.
Thanks, Chief.
Thanks, Chief. With Cardinal Engineering, Ed Bogan. Nice of you to join us, sir.
Thank you, Mayor. So you guys have a copy of the engineering report from you. Street project. Resubmitted the plans to the state, the cross sections they requested. Falls in their court to give us the go ahead and bid that. On our road projects this year, Jerry and I will be meeting with the contractors. No, we're definitely meeting with one of them tomorrow. We're still working on scheduling with the other one, just to coordinate schedules. Get an idea of where they're starting when, and how long we expect to take, so we can put out notices on the website and social media. And then last month we talked about scoping a reconstruction plan for Church Street, just to improve things for access to the Owens property once the park is developed. So the sheets attached, and I apologize, those are half size, so they're a little hard to make out details on there. I'll drop off a couple full-size sets tomorrow, but that's kind of the rough layout. So we're taking the stretch between the Norfolk Southern line and Showalter Trace, removing all the existing pavement and the concrete drainage channel on the north side, putting back a wider road, curbs and storm sewer, and then sidewalk on one side for pedestrian accessibility to the park. And then just, associated improvements with tying in driveway, aprons and stuff like that. The preliminary estimate right now is $888,200, and I know that's a lot more than our projects in recent years, but it's been, let's see, 6 or 7 years since we've done a tear out and rebuild on a street in the city. Last result of this type thing. Otherwise, we're just resurfacing our spot repairs. So that's why the number comes in higher. Plus, there's a lot that needs to be done there. Just the existing pavements, it's narrow. We need to do some grading to accommodate sidewalks. There would be some retaining walls involved, but based on the design so far, they're around 2 to 3 feet high, just kind of enough to keep from having a steep embankment in the yards that the homeowners would have to maintain. So as it is right now, we wouldn't need to get a geotechnical engineer involved to do detailed design on how to just do small block walls. Right now, we don't have any additional right-of-way proposed for acquisition, but we would need some easements just for grading, chasing back driveway aprons, fences, stuff like that might be impacted. So please take a look through that. If anybody notices any issues, if you see anything that I missed, and like I said, I'll lay some full-size plans out in the conference room at City Hall to have something easier to read. After that, I'll just move ahead, get into a little bit more detail on that. Still need to do the stormwater design in detail. Just check with Jerry, make sure we're okay on working on the water main, the sanitary sewer. Get with Duke about the gas main, get a more detailed set of quantities. So, does anybody have any questions?
Not about this, but Lorenco,
Yeah.
is this, you can tell they have quite a bamboo garden
They
back
do.
there.
Yeah, and it turns out that area is not in the drainage easement. So I guess the city has a couple options. The one would be to acquire an easement and establish part of that low point as a surface drainage easement. The other would be to take measures, kind of grading a berm up at the bottom of the embankment there to keep that water channelized in the ditch so it doesn't spread out into the yard. That would be not too much, not too much labor. It really could probably be, if we're not installing any pipe, doing grading, that could probably be a job that Public Works could take on. But it's really, it's up to you guys how you think is the best way to proceed with it. Anything else? Okay. Thank you.
We usually have the sheriff's department here. Major Bill Mark. Oh, Major Bill Mark, come on up. Hey, good to see you, sir. How are you?
Mixing up the batting order tonight, right?
Yeah.
I apologize for being late. I feel like.
No, that's we're glad that you can make it, sir.
Council's got my report for the Sheriff's Department for July 2023. There were a total of 984 law enforcement events handled in the city of Walton by the Sheriff's Department in July. Some of those include one 911 hang-up, 29 alarms, 4 attempts to locate, 5 animal complaints. Deputies worked 23 accidents. I think roughly 2/3 of those were on parking lots. They did 32 business checks, attended 43 criminal or civil summonses, handled 1 criminal mischief report, to 7 domestic disputes, handled 4 calls of intoxicated individuals, 5 emotional crises, 5 juvenile trouble calls, assisted 8 members with broken down cars. Deputies responded to 1 overdose, handled 10 requests for information, 479 spot checks, 22 suspicious activity reports. Deputies took 4 theft reports. Just for your information, 3 of the 4 theft reports were at businesses. 27 traffic complaints. Deputies conducted 50 traffic stops. Handled 30 vehicle complaints. We unlocked 11 cars. Handled 5 reports of wanted persons. And all told, issued 20 citations and put 17 individuals in jail. Any questions I can take for council?
Major, what's the definition of a spot check?
Basically, just a check of a high visibility area. Every time they check, like the schools, the city park, a lot of the businesses. Really, how we distinguish a business check from a spot check is if a deputy, say, is just conducting stationary patrol in the Kohl's parking lot. They'll log that as a spot check. If they physically go into a business, they'll log that as a business check.
Gotcha.
So it has absolutely nothing to do with making sure that somebody's sunflowers aren't
Too tall.
way
Yeah.
too tall.
Aren't confused with marijuana plants. No.
That sounds like it's out of our purview.
Yeah.
All right, just checking.
Yeah.
I'll work on that. Thank you, Major Bill. Any more questions for Major Bill? Thank you, sir. Enjoy Fair Week.
I love it.
We know you do. All right, moving along. First item of business, ordinance 2023-08, an ordinance of the City of Walton, Kentucky determining the public right-of-way comprising the street and right-of-way of Skyway Drive should be closed, making specific findings to support the closing pursuant to KRS 82.405 and closing the public way pursuant to KRS 82.405 again. Okay, Counselor.
Thank you, Mayor, Council. This ordinance will vacate the right-of-way of the currently public right-of-way of Skyway Drive. If you all remember, we annexed this property last year, I believe it was, in support of the church's efforts to build a boys' school there. And the development will surround this street and will no longer be needed to be a public street. By vacating this right-of-way, we'll relinquish the city's ownership and maintenance responsibility on it. Attached to the final ordinance will be the consent to vacate the street, which Mr. Brueggemann signed on behalf of the church, and also Mr. Brueggemann's engineers have prepared a legal description and a plat. They'll be attached to the final ordinance. And so that's first reading. That's the summary and the title. And you all have a history of voting on first reading, so you could do that now by motion.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Rose Beach,
Yes.
Amy Long,
Yes.
Sherry Snowden,
Yes.
Dan Martin,
Yes.
Matt Brown.
Yes.
That's all.
Real quick, before we go to council comments, in the interest of this and helping move their process along with everybody, would anybody be opposed to maybe a quick Zoom meeting sometime next week to do a second reading or later in the week?
Works for me.
Yeah. 10-minute meeting. My phone might, we'll hash that out, and I'll, Jim, Mr. Brogel, I'll get with you. All right, moving on, council comments. Rose? Councilwoman Beach, excuse me. Councilwoman Long?
Thank you, everybody, for coming out, and I look forward to seeing everybody at our 50th anniversary and annual Old Fashioned Day 3-day event next month.
Councilwoman, she hasn't told me to stop calling her Snowden yet. Councilwoman Snowden.
I got nothing. Thank you.
Councilman Martin.
I don't have anything.
Councilman Brown.
No, sir.
All right. I don't want to be the only one. It's been said that I like to hear myself talk. So I just want to make a real quick, we lost Ted Stewart, who was a longtime pain in the ass of every mayor that has ever existed, I'm sure, in the city of Walton since the day he arrived. He was a pain in my ass equally as much as I'm sure he was to them, but he was one heck of a good man, and he'll sorely be missed. So Walton lost a good one. He kept a lot of people honest, right or wrong. So we'll miss you, Ted. Other than that, that's all I got.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
It just goes. Oh, here.